Hi friends, welcome back. Today is Friday, February 7th, 2025, and this is Flosstube episode number 11. If you're new here, my name is Maggie and I live in Northwest Arkansas, and this is a channel all about cross stitch and other crafts. You can also find me over on Instagram at home on the ridge. That's home.on.the.ridge. So it's been a little over 3 weeks since my last video, and I thought I would update you all on my WIPGO progress from January and also what I've been working on in February. I have three finishes, actually fully finishes to show you today, and a little bit of progress. Work has been crazy. We are going through kind of a transition. I'm an analyst for a apparel company, and we do licensed products like Disney and Marvel. Our largest customer is Walmart, and I'm an analyst for that company. They're based out of New York, and we are doing some transitioning right now, and I have been taking on some new things and just automating a lot of processes and reports and things in Excel, which I love to do. It just takes a lot of time to just start from scratch and rebuild everything. So I haven't really had a whole lot of time to stitch. I've worked a lot of late evenings into the late evenings lately through the week, and also I pulled a couple of like 12-hour days on the weekends in the last couple of weekends. So anyway, I think all of that is behind me now. So I'm looking forward to getting back into a nightly stitchy routine because I do miss it. And so that's really what's going on with me lately. We have 2 February birthdays this month in our family. My oldest, Josh, turned 30 on February 5th. And my middle son, Jonah, turns 18 on the 18th. So it's his golden birthday this year. We are planning to celebrate them later this month. And at the request of my oldest, he wants to go to Marketplace, which is a local restaurant here that we used to take him when he was little to celebrate his birthdays there. They give you, they have a chocolate mess dessert that he used to get. It's kind of a little tradition when he was little, and he wants to kind of relive that for his birthday this year. And what that is it's an ice cream, like a sundae, about this. It comes in a glass about this tall, and I don't know how they do it. I think they must dunk the whole thing in chocolate, because when it's served to you, the top and all down the side is literally, like its name, a mess. It's called a chocolate mess. So anyway, he's looking forward to that, and we're looking forward to just getting the family together again. We haven't seen Josh and his family since Christmas, so excuse me, we are looking forward to seeing them again. So aside from that, I think that's really all that's going on. Excuse me, my throat is acting crazy now that I'm on camera. So we do have one more thing that's pretty important that's coming up for Jonah. In a couple of weeks, he is auditioning for the Razorback drumline, for the University of Arkansas drumline. So please keep him in your thoughts and prayers, and hopefully we're keeping our fingers crossed for him that he makes the band there and continues on his drumming passion outside of high school, because he's a senior this year. He graduates in May. So keep him in your thoughts and prayers, and I'll keep you guys posted on what comes of that audition. So I think that's all the personal stuff that we have going on right now. I'll just dive right into what I have. I'll start with the fully finishes first. That's always the most exciting, right? Let me get a drink real quick. I don't know why my throat is so froggy. Hopefully that helps. Okay, so the first one I'll show you is this. It's the photo booth series. You saw this finish last time, and I shared a video of the fully finishing of this one, and I showed it in my last video. And you can, if you missed it, you can find that I made a reel on it on Instagram, Home on the Ridge. if you want to go back and watch that if you missed it. But I completed this one, and then so in the month of January, I decided to go to the next one in the series, the next logical one in the series, which was called Snowmen. Here is the what the pattern cover looks like. I showed this one as well in my last video. Very, very cute. But I finished this one on the same board, and it can also come on and off with the magnets. And so I stitched this one, let me get you the details here. I stitched this one on 32 count Lugana in the color Stormy Night. All the floss that I used was called for, and I stitched it just how the pattern showed. I really, really like this one. It's so cute. So now this hangs on the closet door here in my office. And to finish it, I finished it in very much the same way as I did the other one. I backed it with, what is this called? Chelsea's Checks, I believe. And then I used this pom-pom trim here because I thought it looked like snowballs. Yeah, and just mounted it on some sticky board. I used washers on the back. This is like a foam, just a foam piece that I got at Hobby Lobby. The other one is that way too. I just used black for this one. And then I hot glued the washers on. I got the washers at Lowe's. And it just snaps right on there, just like that. And it's so cute. I cannot wait to get all of these finished in the series so that I can switch them out. This is the first thing that I have really committed to and started working on that is something that you switch out monthly. So I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying having something to look at that's seasonal, that I know that I'll have pieces to switch out as the seasons change and the holidays change. It's really fun. So there's that one. And then when I was talking about the closet door, I reminded myself. So last time I talked to you all about the December daily books, albums, and October daily albums that I've done. And they used to be right here. And I told you last time that I had outgrown the space. And I moved them actually over here to some floating shelves on this wall. And thought you guys would like to see what that looks like now. This is different if you're a returning viewer. But I thought I would pause here and just kind of give you a little tour of my office and show you what they look like on the shelves here. Right now I just have the albums up. I don't really have any decorations or anything around them, so it's kind of bare, but I thought you'd like to see what that looks like. And also just took the opportunity to show you around the rest of the room. Just thought you'd like to see what's on the other side of this camera. So I'll pause here and put that footage in. So hopefully you enjoyed that. As you can see, I have a lot of room here to expand and grow my album collection. And while I was working on that project, I decided to just go through all the spaces, all the shelves, and this other set of shelves over here where I have all of my Disney stuff. I took everything off, dusted everything, and kind of did some rearranging around over here, and purging of things that no longer bring me joy to see every day. And I really like how it turned out. This space is a really nice space. It's generally bright in here to craft, and we're big Disney fans around here, so I like to have all that stuff, the memorabilia and things from our trips, souvenirs and things, out just so that I can look at them. And on this wall there's a TV, so I can sit here at the project table and, you know, watch Hallmark or anything really while I'm crafting, which is fun. So yeah, I really like this space. So hopefully you enjoyed seeing that, and let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. I'll be happy to answer them down in the comments or over on Instagram. So getting back to my stitching, the finishes. So you saw the photo booth snowman. So the next fully finished that I had was out of this book, Hello Halloween by Teresa Kogut. So as you know, if you are a returning viewer, I had planned to stitch these cats here and fully finish them on the Tic Tac Toe board. And I did that. I finished them. Before I show you that, I wanted to show you, so I stitched this on the first cat. I'll just show you this fully finished now. This is an ornament that I made. So I think I mentioned in my last video that this is the very first cat that I stitched. And I stitched this on 28 count Lugana. The color is called Heirloom, and this is an even weave by Needle Bling Designs. And I don't know if you can tell, but the coverage is not that great this is 2 strands of floss, and I didn't like all that white showing through, or the fabric showing through. So I had decided to scrap this one and stitch the others that were fully finished in the Tic Tac Toe board with 3 strands of floss to give it better coverage. But then I didn't want to just throw this one away. So I decided to make a little ornament for it out of that same sticky board that I used on the snowman. I have that, some, like, what do you call that? The padding or whatever. It's like flat quilt backing or something, batting behind it, and then mounted on sticky board. And then the back is just a fabric that I had in my stash from Joann's, and it is also got some of that cushion behind it, matted, and then mounted on the same sticky board. So it's 2 sticky boards together, and then hot glued onto this ornament. And the ornament itself, you can get these at Hobby Lobby. They just come in a package like this for Christmas. And so I cut the red ribbon off and I painted it black with just some black craft paint. And then I restrung a black ribbon, I think this is, gosh, I don't know where I got that ribbon, but it's just a basic black satin ribbon. I restrung it with that and just tied a knot at the end and cut it on an angle. And then this ribbon I had in my stash too. It's 3 different ribbons that I thought coordinated really well with the backing fabric. And I just tied a little bow here, and then I kind of I used hot glue to kind of space the bow out and just kind of touched it down with some hot glue so that it would stay like that. And then I just left some long tails. But I really like how that turned out. It's really cute, and I will hang this on our Halloween tree this year. So even though the coverage is not that great, I think, you won't even notice it on the tree, and it's a really cute finish, I thought. So there's that one. So now I'll show you the big one, the big fully finished in the tic-tac-toe board. But before I show it to you in person here, I thought I would insert some footage from a reel that I made over on Instagram that just kind of walks you through how I fully finished that. So here's that footage. Is. I absolutely love how it turned out. You guys will have to let me know what you think in the comments. I absolutely love this. And so now I have two. So remember, I had bought both of these boards at Hobby Lobby, and I've had a lot of questions about them, about the size and where I found them. So I thought I would, before I'll talk more about the details on the Black Cat one. But this Christmas one, this is a pattern from Madame Chantilly, and it is, I forget what it's called. I want to say it's called Santa's Reindeer. And the only thing I stitched out of that pattern were the reindeer with their names. One other change that I made was the S in Dasher. I just kind of recharted it to make it look like this instead of the pattern. And then also I changed the saddle blankets on the reindeer so that it would alternate green, white, red, red, green, white, etc. But here is the information on this board. If you can see that and you want to screenshot it. This board came from Hobby Lobby. It is actually called the Coastal Wood Tic Tac Toe board. If you go onto Hobby Lobby's website, you can search for that and find it. You can also search for the number, and I'll read it off to you again here. It's 241-6360. So if you put that in the website, this will pop right up. It's called Coastal Wood Tic Tac Toe board, and you can purchase this board. This one is stitched on 32 count Lugana in the color graham cracker. So this board obviously is a lot smaller than this one. So just keep that in mind. This one is 9.25 by 9.25 squared, and the height is 0.88. Also, another thing, if you saw my last video, you saw that, or actually it was a December video, I think. I actually put scrap wood pieces behind this to lift these out some. I did not do that on this one. I just didn't find that it was necessary. So they kind of look the same as far as, you know, how deep they're setting inside the boards. But I did put some blocks of wood in behind this one to bring those out. So you've already seen that one. So let me talk about this one. So this one is also from Hobby Lobby. The number is 218-7722. And here's the label if you want to take a screenshot. This board is called the Chicken and Egg Tic Tac Toe board, and you can actually order this on their website as well. So if you go out, and honestly, if you just search Tic Tac Toe on the Hobby Lobby website, both of these will pop up with several other Tic Tac Toe board games that they have currently. The dimensions on the box on this one is 11 7/8 by 11 7/8. So again, much larger than the other one that's 9 2/5, 9 1/4. The height on this one is 1 15/16, so almost 2 inches tall. So definitely a big difference there. So just keep that in mind if you are looking to finish something on a tic-tac-toe board and then you're just concerned about the sizing of, you know, what pattern you choose will fit in the actual, you know, 9 squares as part of the tic-tac-toe board. So let's talk about this one some more. This board, you would think, just by looking at it, that these squares are all the same. They're not. They're not. Some are wider, some are taller. Like, I had to measure each and every one of these. And if you noticed in the reel that I shared, there's one section in there that shows me kind of panning over my workspace when I was working on it. And you can see the backs of the sticky board where I wrote numbers with an up arrow. That was literally telling me this is square number 9 and this is up, because I needed to know like what the height and the width of every single square. So just keep that in mind. It was a little tricky finishing it. It's not a one size fits all type thing. So I don't want you to mess up your boards or your dimensions while you're cutting your things out and finishing your pieces. But I love how this turned out. It's, you know, that you can do this with anything, any holiday, any season. Doesn't even have to be seasonal. It could be, I mean, gosh, you could do just about anything in this. And that's why I love how versatile it's just so versatile. But I don't know if, when I first found these, I found this one first, and then I found this one at Hobby Lobby, and I got them both. I bought both of them at the exact same time, and I knew that one of them was going to be for these reindeer because I had planned to stitch that already. The other one, I didn't know what I was going to do with, but then when I got it home, this book was laying out, and I knew immediately that I wanted to make this a Halloween piece, and I just love how it turned out. As you saw in the video, I spray painted the box black. And then another thing, let me set this down to show you. Obviously there are not 9 cats, so I had to figure out which ones I was going to stitch multiples of. And I had originally thought that I wanted to stitch this one in the center one time and put it in the center. But you will find, if you have stitched this sampler at all, you will know that these cats are not the same size either. So keep that in mind if you want to duplicate this idea. So I had originally wanted to put the one with the cape, just stitch it once and put it in the center. But that wasn't the largest cat. And I felt like the one that was the largest needed to go in the center and the other ones around. And that's just me being meticulous. I'm kind of a perfectionist. I can't help it. But so I went with this one, and that's why, because it is the largest of the, how many are there? There's 5 across. That's the largest of the 5. So this is the only one I stitched with the crow. And then you'll see the cape I stitched twice, and it's here and here. And then this one I stitched twice, it's here and here. And then these 2 are the same. And these 2 are the same. So let me know what you think. I love it. I cannot wait to put it out at Halloween with the other finishes that I've done. Did I tell you what it was stitched on? I probably did not. Let me give you those details. This one was stitched on 28 count Lugana. So if you decide to purchase this piece, you probably want to go with something on a 14 or a 28 count, just to get your pieces to fit. I'm sorry, I don't know the dimensions of the cats themselves, but you could measure, do that measuring before you stitch anything, just to make sure your little pieces are going to fit inside the boxes. And then this one, again, this was on 32 count, so it was smaller. And these reindeers were pretty small in the pattern as well. But yay, these are finished. I'm so happy. Sorry, I bumped the camera. So these are finished, and I'm really excited to put these out at Halloween and Christmas. So those were all of my FFOs. I thought I would show you just a quick glance at my book of days, just to show you kind of what I've been up to. This is January. So anytime I fully finish something, I take a picture of it. I actually use my photo printer here. This is an Epson PictureMate 4000, And I have had this little printer for, gosh, 5 or 6, maybe 7 years, and it's still going strong. It's the best little printer ever. It prints 5x7 and 4x6. But if you want to print anything smaller, I use a collage app on my phone to just drag and drop the images into the collage app, and then resize it down to a 4x6 and print it. And that allows me to get these 2x2 sizes. So I printed those down and stuck those in. And then all of those red lines are days that I did not stitch in January. There were a total of six days that I didn't stitch in January, which is pretty good despite the heavy workload that I had this month. But I was really pushing hard for a finish on that Halloween piece. I wanted to get that done. So the WIPGOs that were called in January, as you know, if you're playing along, were 11 and 20. So I fully finished number 20, and I just made an X there. And then the next one that was called for me was this Madame Chantilly pattern, and I'll show you the progress that I made on that. I didn't finish that one. This is too big. It was too big to finish. But I did make a lot of progress. So this is called, this is the one I can't pronounce. It's in Italian, but it's from Madame Chantilly. It's just this Santa in a hot air balloon, and he's dropped Rudolph down on a rope, I guess, of some sort, and he's delivering gifts. This is the name here. But I thought it was really fun. I had started this in December, and when the last time you saw it, I had only stitched part of the basket and some of the red coat on Santa. So this is all the progress that I've made. I finished Santa and the basket, and I started going up, and I started working on the balloon. I absolutely love the colors on this fabric. I'm stitching everything called for. I was a little worried that the white wouldn't show up, but I think it's okay. I love the green and white striping on that balloon. It's just so awesome. Let me see, do I have the details? Yes. This is stitched on 16 count Waxing Moon Ada by Fabric Flair. And like I said, all the called for DMC. So the total stitch count is 100 by 203. So it's going to be pretty tall. But I tried to push and get the rest of that red and the balloon filled in on that one side, and I just ran out of January. So I put this one away, and I'll get it back out probably in July for Jolly July. But this one, like I said, it's really fun, and I am excited to get back to it at that point. So for going back to my book a days, for February, the calls were number 7 and number 8. My number 7 is the Winter Woodland Star Pillow. This one, it was part of the Jingle Ball classes that you could sign up for and take from or buy Hello from Liz Matthews. I signed up, and I didn't do any of the pre-stitching or anything like that. I watched her tutorial, and I also have all the notes that she sent out and everything, but I have not, obviously I haven't finished it. I haven't even started it yet. However, I did, when it was called, I went to Hobby Lobby and I picked out, I had some fabric already. This is what I'm stitching it on. I've decided to stitch it on this. Move this. Oops. My needle minder was coming off there. This is 32 count Lugana, an even weave, by Fiber on a Whim, and the color is Cream and Sugar. It's kind of wrinkly and you can't really see it, but it's just, it looks a little more creamy color in person. And then I'm going to stitch using all of the called for colors, DMC, which I'll show you what those look like on it, because I think it's really pretty. The only change that I'm gonna make is I'm gonna switch out the gold for white, and I think other people have done this as well. On Instagram, I saw Nicole Spore, I think, is the first one that I had seen, because gold is just not really in our color scheme here, but I think that's going to be really pretty. And then I found the beads that I'm going to use for the trim at Hobby Lobby. So these are the beads that finish around the side, and these are check glass beads. And I think this was the same size that she had called for. These are size 11, maybe, hopefully it's the same size, but I thought they would work out if not. So there's that. And then I found the backing fabric as well that I'm going to back it with. And I'll show you that as well if I can get all this back together. And so that's what mine will look like when it's finished. And I had an idea to finish it in such a way that it can be a tree topper for our tree here in the office. If you've seen my previous videos in the month of December, you saw where we put all of our crafty things on a little tree in here. And I thought this would be perfect for just a topper, like a star topper for the top of the tree. But this fabric is like flannel, a flannel fabric that I found from Joann's, or that I found at Joann's, and I just thought it was beautiful. I love that green. I don't really have a whole lot of green things at Christmas time, but it is so pretty, and I thought it would look pretty on the crafty tree here. So that green is just a perfect match. So I'm looking forward to, I think this one will be a finish, hopefully a fully finished by the end of the month. Like I said, I haven't started it yet, obviously, but I think it will stitch up pretty quick, and then I can fully finish it. And oh, here's the other green. I don't think I showed you the green. So here are the greens that I'm using with that fabric. I just think it's a perfect match. It's going to be really, really pretty, I think, when it's finished. I almost went with a white fabric to pull out the white in that fabric, but then I thought then I would have to change the white in that I'm changing for the where the gold is, and I didn't want to do that. There's a lot of white in there, so I just stuck with a similar color of fabric that she used. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting started on this project, and hopefully it will be a fully finish by the end of the month, and one that I can show you guys next time. So that is that one. And then the second call was number 8, and it was, let's see, another Madame Chantilly pattern. And it's a big one. I have not started it yet. It is called Santa Arrives On, and like I said, by Madame Chantilly. And it is Santa in an airplane carrying that huge load of presents. I probably will not stitch the Merry Christmas words. I just stitched the plane and the caboose, or whatever you call that. But this one, I'm going to stitch it on the 32 count Lugana Stormy Night. I had a lot of that, so left. This is the fabric that I chose to stitch on my Unicorn Charts by Judith Kirby. So I had a lot left of it. So I'm going to stitch it on this with all the called for DMC, and hopefully have some progress to show you on that the next time you see me. So I'll get started on that one. And then the next one that I will also work on in February is the Big Hearted Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. So if you saw my last video, I showed you the progress that I had made on the winter one. What was it called? Gosh, I feel very unorganized today. Sorry, you probably know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I had just stitched the house in the middle, and I haven't stitched on it since. But that's okay. I know I had originally thought that I wanted to finish these each month, and then I stumbled upon these, and I was like, these are it's much more manageable and doable to fully finish these one a month than the Tiny Towns. That's a lot of stitching. So my goal is just to start them, you know, one a month. I have 12 patterns, so I'll have 12 starts at the end of the year, and then the next year maybe I'll work on fully finishing them. But this one, I'm gonna stitch it on this really pretty pale, it's like a pale pink color. This is Picture This Plus 32 count Lugana in the color Murmur, and I'm gonna use all the called for DMC. Can't really see, but it's a really pretty pale pink with some light modeling. So I think that will look really pretty on that. I may have changed some of the colors a little bit, but once I get started, I think, because I just kitted it up from stuff I had in stash, here's the colors I'm going to use. So if I did, I will make sure that whenever I make some progress on this, I will tell you what my conversion, if you're interested. So yeah, I will get started on that one in the month of February as well. I need to get busy because it's already, what, the 7th? Is that what we said? And I feel like I haven't done a whole lot, but I did get started on in the last week. I have the stitching time that I have had outside of work. I did get started on the next in the series on the photo booth. So I thought I would show you that one. That is this one. It's called Love Happens. So I have been working on this one, and I'll show you my progress. I have finished the border and the first square, or the first block. Get my stuff out of the way here so you can see it. So I finished the first block. This is also on that same fabric, the Picture This Plus 32 count Lugana in the color Murmur. I used all the called for DMC with one exception, and that is this bear, the female bear. In the pattern, you can see they stitched her white. And that white is not showing up on my fabric at all. So I changed her color to, let me see, it's like a much lighter color than the boy. It's a 3782, is that right? Yeah, DMC 3782. So I just made her light brown, and I think it looks good. Everything else is called for. The other thing that I was thinking about doing is, you can see in the pattern, the Cupid is in the first block there, and then he's in the second block. So it's a freeze frame, right? It's like a photo booth. So they are getting 4 quick pictures of themselves. And I understand that, you know, he's facing the bear, but then in the second block, Cupid's facing the girl, and then the bear has an arrow. So he's shot the bear, and now he's gonna shoot her, And then now the third block, she has an arrow, which it kind of makes sense. I mean, it's in sequence, it makes sense. But I was thinking that I would stitch this Cupid in here and this Cupid in here, so that this Cupid is facing the bear and he has an arrow. And then, I don't know, I'm probably making this way harder than it needs to be. But, so I'm calling the first square finished, even though the pattern calls for Cupid to be up there with them. And then, like I said, I'm gonna stitch this Cupid here facing the bear with the arrow, and then this Cupid here facing her with the arrow. And then they'll have, you know, they'll have the hearts at the bottom. I don't know, it makes sense to me. I don't know. At the time I made the decision, it made a lot of sense. So it probably is, I'm making it too harder than it needs to be, but that's okay. And it's turning out cute so far, so I'm happy with my progress. I was gonna try to push through and finish this one. And then the month is getting away from me, so I need to pause on this one and at least get started on some of the other ones. So we'll see what I work on this weekend, but I was hoping to finish this by Valentine's Day. We'll see. We'll see if I can get it done. Hopefully work has slowed down now enough that I'll have some time to do that in the evenings. Have I shown you everything? I think I have. I think that's everything I have. I do have one non-stitchy related thing that I thought I would show you that I thought was really cute, and that I have an idea about. So my dad sent us a Valentine, and we're peanuts lovers around here. And so the card just folds up like this. That's how it came in the envelope, just flat. And it's like a 3D pull out. And when you pull it out, you can see all the characters, and they have a back and a front. And I thought this would be fantastic to recreate out of wood and use as a decoration for Valentine's Day. So what I did was I went and did some research and found this card online, and you can actually purchase it on Amazon. I don't know where that came from. Amazon. And here is the box. So I bought another one. And it's just called the Hallmark Paper Wonder Peanuts pop-up card with envelope. And you can just search for that in Amazon and find it. But I bought another one because, like I said, it's two-sided. So you can see the fronts and then you can see their backs. And I'm gonna deconstruct this card and get some thin finishing, like plywood, thin plywood, and cut these out and attach the front to the front sides and the backs to the back sides, and then just fix it in such a way that we can make a little decoration. I could probably just draw these out and paint them like I did the yard art. If you saw our October videos for the Halloween Peanuts characters that I made. But I thought it might be a little quicker project if I just figured out how to just cut them out and like maybe use like decoupage or something like that to glue the fronts and the backs to the wood instead of trying to draw them out from scratch. That might be a little faster. But yeah, I'm excited about that. I probably won't finish it by Valentine's Day, but I am gonna leave this out and work on it when I have some time, because I do enjoy that type of thing. And if I do, I will make sure to share my progress with you all. So I will link this card and the 2 Tic Tac Toe boxes from Hobby Lobby. I'll link those down in the description below. And if I can find these, I'll link these as well. They may only be available at Christmas time though. And so that's it. My plans are, I will see you guys again around around this time in March, and I will share with you the progress that I made the rest of the month and into the first part of March. At that point, we'll know what the March WIPGO calls are on the 25th of February. So yeah, I'm just gonna put my head down and chug along on these projects and hopefully make some progress and be able to share some fun things with you all next time. So happy stitching, take care, talk to you later.